Candice Plain says she's making the most of the little food she has. She lost her job at a Johannesburg printing company when it was shut as the lockdown began weeks ago. With no income, she depends on government support to feed her 4 children.
For me, from the lockdown, it was really hard for me. Many a times it was really difficult because it was for a whole month. We had to wait for the whole month to get like the child support money. So it was a struggle for me every day until we received the money last week. Last week I had to go to buy toiletries and buy chicken and stuff like that. To buy full groceries for the month. But at the end of the day, we're still struggling.
The mayor of Johannesburg says people in 1 million households don't have enough to eat. The national government in Pretoria has increased the child support grant, and it's created a special grant of $20 a month to help workers who've lost their jobs survive the lockdown. Government leaders say they're spending the equivalent of almost $3 billion on the unemployed and the poor. But even before the lockdown, 45% of Johannesburg's 5.5 million people lived in poverty.
To make the crisis even worse, many workers have lost their jobs since the lockdown began. The government says it's handing out food parcels to about 2,000 homes every day, but it's simply not enough. Organizations like this one are trying to help fill the gap by handing out 2 cooked meals every day.
Nuran Gain has run this food charity for 7 years, but says she can barely keep up since the lockdown began.
When I've started the feeding, we started with about 150, and it's turned over in a matter of a week after the lockdown to almost 400 to 500 per day. Saturdays I did 300. Right now we're standing on 1,200 on a Saturday alone.
The organization relies on donations, and she's not received any help from the government. Delia Jones has run this barbershop for 16 years. It's been closed for weeks, leaving 4 staff members with no work and Delia without any income. She's applied for a government grant but has not heard back. Instead, her customers help her buy food. With an economy largely stalled and no clear indication of when the lockdown will end, many are relying on handouts to survive. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.